Mula gang. So apparently, it's more to the Munna Duke story. Apparently, they say O-Block Munna Duke has some type of murders on his record. He had some bodies on. He had, you know what I'm saying? He had some skeletons in his closet, folks. You did. And that's why they wanted him so bad. So we're going to figure out.
In the early morning hours of Saturday, the 10th of May, 2025, another tragedy would strike in the streets of Chicago. At 1:20 a.m., a group of people were leaving a Chicago barbecue restaurant and bar when suddenly shots rang out. 3 men would be hit, with 2 of them passing away later in hospital and the 3rd miraculously surviving. Shocking footage of injured people lying on the ground was recorded by passers-by and would later circulate on the internet and social media. The video was captioned, "The stuff can get wild."
So wild in Iraq, and then you gonna post it and then put the prayer hands up after you record it. Like, what kind of weirdo shit is that, bro? Like, why you can't just walk by and be like, damn, I hope he good, bro? You pulled your phone out and walked up to it and then try to keep it low key too. Like, that's weirdo
wild
shit,
in Chicago, but that was an understatement. As 2 days after this brazen double homicide, the Chicago Sun-Times newspaper would reveal that one of the men killed was a leader of one of the most notorious gangs in Chicago history, O-Block, a notorious faction of the larger Black Disciples street gang. The article recognized one of the people hit as Munna Duke, real name Rashawn Vance, as an associate of the infamous drill rapper and O-Block's most prominent member, King Von, whilst also mentioning how Duke himself had actually been identified as one of the head honchos of the O-Block criminal enterprise during the trial of the so-called O-Block 6.
I didn't know that. So the feds actually identify him as one of the leaders? See, I ain't know all that though, folks. That's crazy.
Hit squad that had been convicted for racketeering and murder of the popular gangster disciple rapper FBG Duck. Munna Duke and King Von went way back, and while Von has been worshipped as O-Block's most vicious shooter, allegedly getting away with 7 murders before becoming a rapper and losing his life suddenly in 2020.
I think he had way more than 7. I think he had way more than 7, bro. Maybe he had 7 that he did by himself or something, but I think he was a part of, shot some shots off at the scene or something. I think it was way more than 7, bro.
When King Von was writing his lyrics,
but you gotta think about it. None of these people was really like, from my understanding, none of these people was like stepping on shit. Like, none of these people was catching bodies except they said KI, but
becoming a rapper and losing his life suddenly in 2020. When King Von was writing his lyrics, he would identify Duke as one of his most effective hitmen, giving him the menacing nickname King Kong. With Duke's name being attached to up to 4 gruesome murders in O-Block's gang war, he was not only a feared gangster, but he was also a veteran of the gang war in Chicago, having survived over a decade of violence and outliving many of his most famous peers in his set.
I want to put y'all on to some of the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Freecash.com is a website that allows you to literally get paid hundreds of dollars just for playing video games on your phone. All you need is an email and a password. Follow the directions on each of the campaigns and you can earn at least $100. My personal favorite game to play was Sunrise Island, and when I clicked on it, they had a $370 bonus. I got $370 just for playing a video game on my phone. On average, it only takes about 17 minutes for most people to start earning money on freecash.com. So if you need some free, easy, extra money, go to freecash.com, click the QR code right here, or go in the description below and start getting that bag. You did?
The hit that claimed the lives of Duke and another O-Block member called Youngin, real name Darrell Givens, while injuring one other man, took place almost 20 miles away from the Parkway Gardens housing complex that O-Block controls. The much more affluent north side, which is mostly inhabited by well-off middle-class families, likely felt like a place where these 2 seasoned gangsters could let their guard down and enjoy a fun and relaxing night out. But just like the rapper FBG Duck had likely felt
they should have known better. They should have known better, though. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, they should have known better, gang. And rest in peace to him, but they should have known better, bro. Before Duck was downtown shopping, but nobody has ever slid all the way downtown and really caught somebody lacking and unalived them in front of the fucking Fendi store. Nobody did that before Duck, but after they did that to Duck, bro, they should have known better than to be outside kicking it like it's no, bro.
Shopping in the high-end Gold Coast shopping district right before getting brutally gunned down by 6 friends of Duke and Youngin. These 2 would also learn the hard way that when you live by the gun, there's no place in Chicago where you can hide or escape it. In many ways, it was a miracle that Duke had even made it to 2025 with his life intact. But unfortunately for him, the streets never forget. And even more shocking than his brazen assassination is what happened next, as numerous gang sets that have had issues with O-Block over the years would all begin peeking out from the shadows. with some hinting at being responsible for the murder, while others affiliated with some of the most famous gangs that would have wanted to kill Duke begged for peace and called for both sides not to retaliate.
People warning me about pushing peace claims is too risky. It is though, bro. It is too risky, bro. It's too risky. You could push peace and you can influence the youth from the comfort of your crib, gang. You ain't never gonna see me pop up in the hood ever again. I'm sorry. You'll probably never ever, and if I do, I'm gonna have the police with me. You'll never see me pop up at no hood just sitting outside chilling, kicking it, unless I got the police with me and we like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I got the police with me and some shit like that. But man, I'm telling you, bro. Maybe I'm giving
while the online sleuths
and
Reddit detectives had been working overtime to try and solve who and what might have caused this latest tragedy to hit O-Block. The murder of Duke, one of their oldest and most feared members, has been one of the most devastating losses that O-Block has ever suffered, but it also represents the tables turning on this once fearsome Chicago gang. As for years, O-Block and their Get Back gang had orchestrated untold violence on the street of Chicago, getting one up on numerous other gangs in the area. But now, with the death of Duke, everyone is pointing the finger. So today, we're going to take a closer look at Duke's street history, the alleged murders that he was associated with, the gangs in Chicago that hated him, and the insane theories about exactly which people might have carried out this bold assassination without a single care for their safety or freedom.
Where we at, man? Where we at?
What's up, man? We're in Oakland, man.
It's your boy King Boy.
TSG three-way. So tell us about the Jado Jump Out Boys. Who all is that?
It's a lot of us.
BD cause they was trying to say y'all renegade BDs.
Once Vaughn, like, blew up, started rapping, because he always, say my name and things like that. So they like, man, who is Duke? For the people that didn't know, like, who I was, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, part 363.
I don't think I ever heard the King Von say it. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to it.
Dark four-door vehicle. The subject jumped out, shot at close range, got back in and fled northbound on State. Male black 6 foot with dreads and a white t-shirt and jeans. 6'3", go ahead.
Smoking on that Teddy Berry. They know, bloody know.
Police have released surveillance pictures of 3 suspects they say are wanted for murder.
Look, Jado got his ass smoked.
31-year-old Christian Hamilton was shot multiple times. He raps under the name FBG Cash.
It's so wicked.
Off of that block when they don't pay, I'm out pay, I'll take his face.
Do y'all homework. It's looking like this BD on BD crime right now. Do y'all homework on BD crime, bro.
How was it growing up on Front Street?
It was fun. 061, man. SSR. That was dollar sign, man.
That's what they be lying when they be saying it was fun on Front Street. No, it wasn't. Everybody on that street was broke. Everybody on that street, mama didn't have no money. Everybody on that street had dead homies, went to jail, ran from the police every day. Being in the hood is not fun, gang. Unless you stupid. Like, they gotta stop lying to these kids, though, folks.
I ain't out here seeing talking on my ass like these do, bro. Folks them killed T-Roy and Vaughn killed that. No matter what the y'all.
Sosa one of those people, bro. Like, even if y'all think he forgave a motherfucker, bro, he don't forget. Yeah?
Chief Keith shot him. He is in intensive care.
So you go deep, but that's my boy. You feel? My phone there.
Is everybody in the area BD? Or just like y'all crowd at this?
Everybody.
I heard y'all confronted Gorley Gang and Bloodbath at the United Center.
What they be saying on the internet? They be seeing motherfuckers in person and they don't be,
Don't be the
same. This morning, a mass shooting on the city's south side is under investigation.
Police say 5 men were shot while they were just standing outside.
I got shot right here type shit. I got shot in O-Block.
Wow, O-Block's so nice, but you got shot right over there, right?
Even if it was 10th true, why would you even say that?
I was trying to say y'all got into it with O-Block over the word Bloodbath.
Don't forget that. It should always be deeper than that.
An overnight shooting has left 2 people dead. There's another individual hurt.
The shooting happened at this place called Pork Chops. We're standing right here on the sidewalk when someone drove by and started shooting.
28-year-old Darrell Givens was shot yesterday.
Boy,
it's a real
crazy, street, bro. Like, watching this, just like, I'm flabbergasted, gang.
Are talking and people saying this revenge for them.
Right.
2 of the main O-Blockians lost their lives last night, bro, due to gun violence in Chicago, bro.
God damn.
If you want to watch my videos uncut and extend,
we don't want to hear that trap lore.
In order to understand the gruesome events that took place on the 10th of May, we have to discuss how O Block became not just one of the most known gang sets in modern Chicago, but also one of the most hated. Now, don't worry, if you're already a Chicago gang expert, I won't bore you with the same story that's been told a million times. For that, you can go and watch any of my old videos about the topic. But if you're not familiar at all, these are just the basics. In the beginning of the early drill era, O Block was known to mainly ally with other Black Disciple gang sets from the nearby areas. Sets like Lamron 300, best known for the rappers Lil Durk and Lil Reese, 600, made famous by rappers like L.A. Capone, Rondo No. 9, and E-Day, who have all unfortunately either passed away or gotten locked up, and Front Street, which is better known for the late rapper Fredo Santana, as well as his cousin, Chief Keef, who spent a lot of time at both O Block, where his mother stayed, and Front Street, where his grandmother lived. On the other hand, O Block's rivals were all predominantly Gangster Disciple sets from nearby areas. STL EBT, best known for the late rapper FBG Duck, as well as other members of the FBG crew like FBG Young, FBG Butter, and FBG Cash. Gyro City, which is best known for the former rapper and current peace pusher FYB J Min, and Taekwon World, a set that hails from the same blocks as Gyro City and STL EBT, but mainly consists of younger members who grew up in the same age bracket as 13-year-old Gyro City member named Taekwon Tyler, who was killed in 2012, his friends then starting Taekwon World in his honor. As me and other YouTubers have covered, countless people would end up losing their lives in the war between O Block, its allies, and their rivals during the 2010s, with O Block losing numerous key members like O.D. Perry in 2011, his death resulting in O Block, formerly known as Wick City, changing its name to O Block in his honor. Then there's J Money or J Munna, whose death in 2013 would result in O Block also going by the name O Block Munna Gang or OBMG, or Glock Boys Munna Gang aka GBMG, while numerous other members of O Block would begin to add Munna to their names, such as Ocho Munna, Zell Munna, Buck Munna, Munna Ike, Munna Mond, Ty Munna, and of course Munna Duke himself. And the death of King Von's best friend T Roy in 2017, who was famously gunned down inside a grocery store directly under a security camera, allegedly by two members of the rival gangs, the shooters being TB, aka Terry Barry from Taekwon World, Get Right, aka Man Man from STL EBT. T Roy's murder would cause an unprecedented wave of violence in the streets, as O Block and their allies like 600 would form a group known as the Get Back Gang, aka GBG, whose one and only mission was to avenge T Roy's death by killing as many rivals as they possibly could, killing up to 8 people in 2017 alone, including key members from the rival gangs like FBG Duck's brother Brick and Taekwon World members Poppy and TB. However, coming into the 2020s, much of these early beasts had died down significantly, which seems natural given that the members from those early days have reached their late 20s, early 30s, and some even in their late 30s. And the older you get, the less attractive it probably feels to spend your time running around in the streets chasing down your ops. And on the other hand, with so many of the most active members sadly losing their lives in the war, there simply aren't that many people left to keep up the tit-for-tat killings. However, that doesn't mean that the war is by any means over, and people still keep on dying, with some of the more recent victims from the 2020s, including of course FBG Duck, who was famously gunned down by 6 O Block shooters in August 2020, but also lesser known people like a younger O Block member named Jado, real name Jabari Pittman, who was gunned down in the Oakland neighborhood in February 2020.
See, that's the crazy part about this too. It's so many people who you ain't never heard of. It's so many murders you never heard about. So many, bro. So many cousins, brothers, best friends that got killed just because they cousin and brother was from the O. You know what I'm saying?
While Jado's killer had not been caught, online rumors would connect his death to the Taekwon World set, whose member D Money would go live on Instagram less than an hour after the murder, dissing Jado and saying how they were still sliding in traffic 5 cars deep.
Look, Jado got his smoke. And we still spinning like 5 cars deep, no doubt.
Oh no.
Jado's death would result in younger members from O Block creating a clique in his honor called the Jado Jump Out Boys, or simply Jado Jump Outs.
Y'all call yourselves the Jado Jump Out Boys?
Yeah.
Okay, I see Jado tatted on your hand.
Yeah, that's my boy.
And I know Shootbot's got a tattoo of Jado, right in his face?
Yeah, I got a portrait of him.
Right.
Which is now one of several cliques within O Block that the newer generations rep, another key group being called the TSG, or Take Some Gang.
Now you gotta come up with something more creative though, bro.
So what TSG stand for?
Take some games. Take some games. Take your brains, take your cherries, and take your life.
D-Money would allegedly strike again later that same year, when a civilian named Armand Proctor was gunned down inside O Block in June 2020.
Police have released surveillance pictures of 3 suspects they say are wanted for murder.
This
The
is
image
people
captures
dying
the
for no
3 men
reason
as they
too,
were
bro,
running
like.
away from 63rd and Martin Luther King Drive on June 19th. Police say they are involved in the murder of a 23-year-old man named Armand Proctor. Proctor was found dead on the sidewalk just after midnight with multiple gunshot wounds.
And while D-Money would not be charged for the murder, Reddit sleuths would later point out how he had posted a video on Instagram while creeping inside O Block that very night.
So he posted a picture right before he caught the body.
Meanwhile,
That's
the Chicago
crazy.
police would publish footage from a security camera
same
from the
people,
night of the
gang.
murder, showing.
Look at this shit.
Meanwhile, the
Red hoodie, mask with a red black hat, black mask, black. We in the
Meanwhile,
O
the Chicago
block. Same niggas, bro. That's the dude that was recording right here. That's the nigga that was behind him. Like
police
these
would
little
publish
boys
footage
slow.
from a security camera
They
from the
slow.
night of the murder, showing 3 masked men walking inside O Block, these allegedly being D-Money and his friends.
All allegedly, they just told on themselves.
And if that wasn't proof enough, when someone would post D-Money's video online again, D-Money would contact the person asking
Bro,
him
you
to
gotta
remove the
delete
video.
that video ASAP, man. Bro, please take that shit down, man. You gonna get me locked up, bro. You gonna get yourself locked up. Ain't nobody tell your stupid ass to pull your phone out and record yourself before you kill somebody? What's wrong with you?
Because it was going to get him locked up, while the person would essentially blackmail
If you work with me, I can work with you. You can send me 60 to cash 60. Boy, you gonna have to send me $1,000 minimum, gang. Like, I'm not taking this shit down for no $60, boy.
D-Money by asking for money in exchange for removing the video. And after D-Money would pay, the person would then swear on his dead grandmother that he wasn't going to post the video again.
It doesn't matter if he posted the video again, bro. The police have the video, jackass. There's nothing you're going to press on your phone that's going to prevent the police from seeing what you posted on Instagram, stupid. Y'all is dumb.
To post their entire conversation online afterwards. Then, about a year later in May 2021, D-Money would meet his end as he was fatally shot in a drive-by while walking his dog in the Woodlawn neighborhood not far from O Block.
And then you got the nerve to have a dog and you walking your dog and you just killed somebody on camera? What are you doing?
After his death, members of Taekwon World would diss O Block in unison in a picture taken at his memorial, with everyone dropping the O Block hand sign as a sign of disrespect, while also posting pictures together with the caption F O Block, clearly implying that they thought that O Block had something to do with his death. Members from O Block would also participate in the dissing of D-Money and hint at their involvement, like a member from the new generation called Lil Mike, who would wish D-Money a happy birthday on social media, a common tactic used to troll their enemies, while another younger member named Munna would post a picture of him and another guy lighting a blunt together with a caption saying flame him and 3 dog emojis, another obvious diss towards D-Money. Then about a year later, in June 2022, the O Block side would allegedly get another major notch on their belt after the rapper FBG Cash, real name Tristan Hamilton, was brutally gunned down in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood.
Well-known Chicago area rapper was killed
I'm
in a
sitting there just
drive-by
thinking
shooting.
about it. FBG Cash passed away. ABG Brick passed away. Duck passed away. All the O Block 6 that killed Duck in jail. Lil Durk in jail. King Von passed away. O Block Munna Duke and the other dude passed away. So many other O Block members passed away. So many other 63rd members passed away. If they not dead, they in jail, gang. These little boys is slow that they keep doing this shit. They just keep doing it, folks. They keep doing it. And then y'all think y'all offended me by calling me lame because I say I'll call the police? Yes, I'm going to call the police. Fuck is you talking about? No, I'm not finna go catch nobody and go do 30 years in prison. No, the smarter thing to do is to call the police. I don't give no fuck what rules you came up with in your head, bro. The rules of the government are if you kill somebody that's not in self-defense, you go to jail. So why would I? It's nothing about me that's no amount of cool is going to prevent me from going to jail after I kill somebody. So y'all call, and you understand the mindset and how slow you got to be to call something, doing something the legal way, you calling it weird or cool. You weird. You want to see people locked up? Yes, I want to see people locked up. Yes, you don't? You want to let these niggas just terrorize, just blow up the whole city and don't go to jail for it? Like, that's stupid to me, bro.
Early this morning in the Auburn Gresham neighborhood.
When another car would cut him off in traffic and 2 gunmen appeared from the car opening fire, discharging nearly 24 rounds and leaving Cash dead by a tree, whilst also seriously injuring a girl that was with him.
A 29-year-old woman with him was also shot, taken to the hospital in serious condition. It is believed Hamilton fired back at the shooter.
As I've discussed in depth in my video about Lil Durk and his several murder-for-hire allegations, Cash's murder has also been connected with Lil Durk, who would troll Cash mercilessly after his death, while also implying that he and his goons had something to do with it.
Hey, you ain't have your gun for them, you better have your gun for me. Better have your gun for Booney. Better have your gun for C. You don't believe me, you gonna see. You gonna end up by that tree.
Know that we did it.
Man, I got my gun for Boone. They call him Chief.
Some of these goons have
Now his dumb ass sitting in jail looking stupid. Grown ass man too, gang.
been rumored to have been from O-Block, including guys like Buck Munna, who would diss Cash numerous times in his songs.
He dead and gone, that's what he get, but he can't take another pick. And he got Eddie took a shit, word around it was a net. Off for that block where they don't play, I'm out bail, take his face. And I ain't missed cause I know they mad, that old ass man up in the bag. Those switches came and made him crash. I don't smoke two, cause I smoke cash. I'm just lying, that's weak. They saw that shit OG.
While also making fun of him by acting out his final moments. Even allegedly showing a photo of Cash's dead body during a video posted on social media. However, besides these old rivalries, O-Block has also made some new enemies, and even fallen out with old allies. Most famously, the formerly very strong alliance between O-Block and Front Street has gone through some extremely hard times. The beginning of this beef goes arguably years back to the mid-2010s, when Chief Keef would have a falling out with Lil Durk and his old friends from O-Block, after Keef would allegedly fail to provide bail money to their incarcerated member Trey 5, despite promising the money during conversations with the O-Block members choosing to spend the money instead on stuff like a $10,000 four-wheeler. This would allegedly lead to O-Block's members going to Keef's manager's mansion, located in the rich suburbs in the outskirts of Chicago, which would lead to a shootout that left one person injured and in the hospital. As mentioned,
Chief Keef is smart, because when he first got us some money, he moved to the suburbs. Then after he had some money for a while, he moved to the whole nother state across the fucking country to LA. And y'all call him lame and scary and stupid. That ain't scary. He just got some fucking sense.
Has family ties to both O-Block and Front Street, but his ties to Front Street are arguably much stronger, with two of his very close cousins, the late rappers Fredo Santana and Blood Money, aka Big Glow, both being highly respected members of Front Street. And this is where things begin to truly go left, because while Fredo would eventually die in 2018 due to health problems allegedly resulting from his excessive drug consumption, Blood Money would be gunned down in Chicago in April 2014, only a few weeks after the shooting at Keef's manager's house. Both deaths would hit Front Street hard, and after Blood Money's death, they would honor him by beginning to call their set Blood Gang, while Fredo's death would lead to some Front Street members to even separate and start a new set known as Savage Squad, named after the music label that Fredo had founded, called the SSR, or Savage Squad Records. However, O-Block would actually begin to diss Blood Money after his death, due to their beef with Keef and the O-Block OG Boss Top allegedly saying F Blood Money after the incident in a now deleted tweet, while Keef would respond by saying that he would say FOD to diss O-Block, but OD Perry was his real friend, so he can't do that.
Would say go deep, but that's my boy. You feel me? I'm from there. You know?
I'm from there.
What? O-Block. Okay.
Things would only go downhill from here, and already during the summer of 2014, O-Block members would allegedly hold people at Keef's mansion at gunpoint while Keef himself was at court, before leaving with a bunch of Keef's expensive items like his chains and watches, with Keef himself hopping on social media to accuse Boss Top, aka Tyree Davis, of the robbery, while Boss Top would openly flaunt the items on social media.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy,
Eventually,
bro. That's the same chain. Tyree Davis stole this too, dirty ass boy. Stretch what? And then he got the picture with
rumors
the
would begin
chain
to spread
on.
online
These
that
boys
O-Block
slow
might
as
have
hell.
something to do with Blood Money's
Boy,
murder.
you need to be trying to steal some money, gang. You broke, stealing chains and then wearing them? You ain't even sell a chain? How fucking stupid do you gotta be?
Former O-Block member Jay Hood even later claiming that it was King Von and T-Roy who were behind the hit.
That was straight back though. You don't gotta believe it. You can hear whatever. Oh, these people saw this. I don't give a what y'all heard. I ain't out here seeing talking on my like these dudes, bro. Folks them killed T-Roy and Von killed.
However, besides Blood Money, there would seemingly be no other casualties in this beef for years to come, and for a long time, this beef appeared to simmer in the background, perhaps due to the respect that many of the older members still had towards each other, but in recent years, both sides have become increasingly open in dissing each other, like Front Street member Mari posting in 2023.
I didn't even know they was into it like this. How the fuck the ops run King Drive when they all dead? Please help me understand that, and they never get back for their homies. We got the same ops. Nobody be dying about this shit.
How does O-Block supposedly run the King Drive, this being the main street that goes past both of their territories, when they have the same enemies, but nobody from the enemy drive, this being the main... main street that goes past both of their territories, when they have the same enemies, but nobody from the enemy side ever dies, as well as saying the last person who dissed Blood Money had almost
We have
died.
the same enemies. They outside of New Beginnings Church in the back. They had the same enemies, but nobody dying. So ain't that saying that y'all ain't doing nothing either? I don't understand.
And saying F that one guy who tried to fight, an obvious reference to King Von, who was shot down by Quando Rondo's friend Lil Tim after trying to fight Quando in November 2020. Front Street are also openly dissing O-Block by dropping their hand sign, just like Taekwon World, who also remain the main rivals of Front Street. O-Block has also returned the favor, with younger members like Woney dissing Front Street directly by name on Twitter, while other young members would diss Blood Money while on Instagram Live, as well as saying that Front Street had gone extinct.
Ain't no, the Front Street. What the is the Front Street? I'm saying right, because we be sipping on blood while we on the front line.
These kind of fallouts between old friends point to the ever more fracturing state of
crazy. You get into it with your homie and he come kill you, bro.
Chicago gangscape.
So that's why Munna Duke died, because he had, I think they saying he had some ties with the murders from Front Street members. So everybody thinking that it's a 63rd versus O-Block thing still. But that war is old and low-key kind of like died down a little bit. Because everybody from 63rd, everybody from O-Block either older or passed away or in jail. So now it's like new beef. We talking about like the last 5-10 years now. So now it's like new beef with Front Street and O-Block, even though they used to be like this. O-Block and Front Street used to be damn near the same thing. You know what I'm saying? When Chief Keef was first popping off and shit. Now they got into it so bad, they claiming each other bodies and shit. Like,
increasingly small and splintered due to the lack of any organized leadership. And nothing is a better example of that than the fact that there have even been conflicts within O-Block in recent years, particularly between the old and new generations. The most infamous example being when one member of the new generation, Munna would allegedly shoot a member from the older generation called A-Roy after losing a fight with him in December 2021. This whole incident taking place inside O-Block and being caught on a phone camera filmed from one of the buildings. After this incident, Munna would shockingly not be arrested, despite the video going viral online, but he was seemingly banned from coming back to O-Block for some time.
He ain't got a problem. I feel some type of way about him. Let him know we watching him, but feel some type of way. Anybody, I don't know.
Don't ask me about no you don't see me with, or I don't mention none of that. I don't know what's to them. I don't know them. I don't with them. It's going like that. It's that simple. No, not to come around. Don't like me because I'm too slimy. I'm for them to get too slimy. So don't tell me about no you don't see me with, or I don't hang with. As I don't know what happened to them.
However, this ban wouldn't ultimately last, as the old generation would seemingly decide to take the side of Munna in the end.
I don't know how to come in, man. Stop playing on phone bread.
Frustrating the brother of A-Roy, who felt betrayed by his own generation.
This what I be telling y'all though, bro. The streets don't love y'all back, gang. A nigga turn on you so quick, boy, you won't even be able to count to 10 by the time he turn on you, gang. You feel me? And he on here crying and shit. I do with my family what I quit, guys. It's merch. Y'all want to see me doing crazy shit no more. F that block. Munna Duke, gang. Munna Duke, my boy too. I die. I love him. Most love. Slime. I needed to hear.
However, Munna's luck wouldn't ultimately last, and in May 2025, he would finally be charged with A-Roy's murder whilst already being locked up for another case. Lastly, there are also completely new enemies that O-Block has been making in recent years, one of these being a set called Ghoulie Gang, also known as Bloodbath, or 130. This name coming from the location of their hood at 130th Street in the far south side.
Bro, that shit's so far away from O-Block, bro. How the hell y'all get into it?
Particularly in the Old Geld Gardens, public housing project, and the surrounding areas. This gang is undoubtedly best known for the young rapper Chucky, who is in fact signed to Lil Durk's OTF label, which make his gang's beef with O-Block just that much more complicated. Allegedly, these two gangs had a cordial relationship until about July 2022, when there would be a mass shooting in O-Block, where several O-Block members, including Boss Top, would end up getting shot, with Boss Top later getting asked about the incident by Adam22, but he would have very few words to describe what happened.
What happened? You're just walking around like we were talking about how O-Block's so nice, but you got shot right over there, right?
I mean, I just know I was on my Instagram. I was finna go live, and I just felt something.
You were about to go live.
Yeah, and I just felt something.
Out on the street, not in the actual complex.
I just felt something at him, that's it.
Pictures from the scene reported by the newspapers would show people getting carried away on stretchers, with interestingly, the man in the picture being a rapper known as Action Savage from Ghoulie Gang, who would post sometime later how this had been his third time getting shot in less than a month.
Bro.
Action Savage had long been affiliated with O-Block, these ties going all the way back to the beginning of the drill movement, as he would later explain to DJU.
Like, it's a video on YouTube with Boss Top and Dirt. A Boss Top and Dirt video, that 30 Choppers video. Like,
Right.
you can look it up. Like, you gonna see me right there in the thumbnail of the video. This was like, I don't even know, like, yeah, this was like 2013 or something like that. Like, this is a minute ago type shit. But
But for a while, things appeared to be calm. In December 2022, Boss Top would be arrested.
We gonna keep this. We gonna do this in a part 2 tomorrow, cause I feel like this shit just getting started, bro. Do your homework.